I've never seen a yacht like this in my dreams. Sailing the seas in boats so grand, it seems. But we're just humble sailors, salt upon our cheeks, gold classic every day of the week.
Hey everybody, welcome back to BoatFools Sailing. This is a big edition for us. This is our holiday edition. Christmas is in 2 days. Canadian Ken's back at the HQ today to help me out and be wingman. And we've decorated our office with one strand of Christmas lights. And we did our best with the ugly jumpers, but we ended up with plaid shirts on. That's all we got. But today, unfortunately, Josh is up in Vermont bailing out from the flooding that they had. So we hope everybody is okay up there. He is mailing in his scorecard for today. And what we're doing today is fun. We're doing the state of Maine, no holds barred, any price, any boat, any length, and it's our Christmas wish list. So if anyone is out there just dying to buy one of us a really expensive boat, feel free to chime in at the end of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll have 6 really good choices to choose from.
Yeah, and so we figured whoever boat wins, someone should buy that boat for them.
I think so. That just seems reasonable.
It seems reasonable, right? It seems reasonable and fair. And if not, Ken, do you have about $150,000 I can borrow?
Not quite. I just take a few zeros off that, and I'll get you.
$15?
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, all to start.
Right. So this should be a lot of fun. So buckle up. We're going to go through this like a Christmas sleigh ride and have some fun. So stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. So at the top of the show, we said Josh couldn't join us, but by the miracle of technology and a thing called the phone, he has called in, so we're going to get his audio recording. And if you haven't joined us for a top 10 before, we are using a scorecard today to rate our 6 boats. So each of us chose 2 boats, so 6 boats total. No price limit in the great state of Maine, and the 5 categories that we score on with a point system of 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest are seamanship, affordability, comfort, usability, and is she pretty? Always a controversial one because it's subjective, right? And Ken's an architect, so he has a very keen eye and thinks everything's ugly except for the things he likes. But today, because since there's no price point, no price limit, we're taking affordability out of there. So the highest a boat can score is 20 points. And at the end, we can combine our scores for the ultimate winner. So a perfect boat would have a score of 40. So we'll see if that happens today. But so I'm going to lead in with my first pick, which is a 2004 Lyman-Morse Sparkman Stevens design sloop. List price of $695,000, which Josh is going to pay for. Located in Southwest Harbor, Maine. Built here in Maine by the good folks over at Lyman-Morse, and she is a beauty. And I'm starting with the big guns today because this boat is just fabulous. So there are 100 photos, so we're going to go through these as quickly as possible to show you what we're looking at. But this boat is an absolute stunner. Teak decks, huge cockpit, and all the accoutrements you could possibly want on a big boat. And it's just
there's that bow thruster, I believe, up there, right?
Yeah. You've got bow thrusters, which you should on a 52-foot boat, right? You'd be able to park this thing like a boss. And there's your radar. Here's your beautiful cockpit. I mean, look at all that bright work. Look at that. It's just absolutely stunning. So as we blow through these, I want to get down below because that is where it really starts to shine, so to speak. There's your windlass. Here's your keel, your folding prop, blah, blah.
Keel.
A lot of keel shots. Look at that hull. Look at those top sides. I mean, that combination of blue and gold and green is really one of my all-time favorites. Built by Lyman-Morse. And here you go. Look at this. I mean, you could live on this thing. You could take this thing around the world, which is what I'm going to do when someone buys it for me. Yeah, I mean, look at that main slot. Look at that. Those look like air mattresses almost. I mean, it looks so comfortable. And the finish work and the craftsmanship.
That bird's eye maple on the top on the.
Is that what that is? Some bird's eye? Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Really just.
No expense spared on this puppy for sure.
Yeah, and it's going to be no expense spared buying this puppy and maintaining it. This is why it's the wish list, right? These are boats we can't afford, but it's fun to dream and look at how the other half lives. So, Josh, you have $695,000 I can borrow?
Sitting right here for you, buddy.
Excellent.
Yep.
Can you overnight that or just wire that to my account?
I was going to drive it to you to get myself out of Vermont. That's okay.
But the roads are flooded. You can't get out of there.
I know.
So what do you guys think? I mean, with no...
I think you need a crew to run that puppy, and where are they all going to sleep?
There's plenty of room for people to sleep on this boat. Look at that. There's a cabin there. There's a cabin there. A lot of pictures of the same cabin.
Engine room? I mean, it has a door to the engine room. You
It
can
does.
walk around everything.
There's
It's
so
amazing.
much room in that engine room. Yeah.
Yeah, you can...
Yeah, that's where you're going to sleep, Ken.
Yeah, that's my spot. I'm right in
And
there.
it looks like there's even like a workbench in there, right? I mean, you could,
Yes.
Yeah, you can... that looks like a desalinator.
It's like NASA down there. They've got more gadgets than they know what to do with.
Yeah,
No.
but we can dream, right? I mean, look at this boat. It's a beauty. And one of the things we are scoring today is comfort ratio. And unfortunately, because this is a semi-custom Seguin model from Lyman-Morse, there isn't a sailboat data sheet on this. However, how do you pronounce this name, Josh? You said it earlier. Nala?
Nala.
Is offered for a term lease with an option to purchase. So you don't have to plunk down all your money at once.
Take it out for a little spin.
Right. See if you like it. Lease with the option to buy.
I like that.
So
We can lease it and sail it out of the country.
right.
Yeah.
Oh.
And sand the numbers off of it, right? And we'll be good to go. So there's not a lot of information on this, but I'm going to assume the comfort ratio is pretty high because it's a nice big boat, nice heavy boat, probably ultra heavy displacement. And I don't think it tells us what the weight is on this thing, but no. Holds 210 gallons of water though, and fuel tank is 250 gallons. So you could pretty much motor to Europe, right? Anyway, that's my first pick of the day. I love it. It's a Sparkman Stevens design, and it's up here in Maine, and it's built in Maine, and it's just it's a beauty. So that's my number one pick.
Nice pick. It's a beauty.
Beautiful.
All right. So you guys want to go to the scorecard and vote this one up?
Let's do it.
All righty.
All right.
Goodness.
Let's do a little voting on this one. Seamanship. Yeah, that's gonna be a 5 for sure.
Okay, so this is my first pick. It is the classic 1970 Hinckley Bermuda 40. It's at $198,000, so right in there in the price line that we like. But anyway, it's sort of a classic, iconic sailboat, built trip design. They said there's like 3 pages of work that's been done on this since 2006.
And a total refit, yeah.
Completely refit, and it's just a beautiful boat. Look at it under sail, fantastic.
So pretty.
Yeah.
Look at it in Camden, by the way.
It is in Camden, so it's also a Maine boat here.
Built in Maine.
So my 2 boats, I just want to say shortly, my wife helped me out on these. She's a sailor, Marion, Mass, and up in Boothbay Harbor, and her stepdad had one of these, and he had lost a part of his arm when he was a child in a train accident. And he was able to single-hand this boat.
That's amazing.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Wow.
So Jen was in on the choice on this. I like that.
So it's a boat that she just always just adored, and to watch him sail single-handed shows you just how flexible this boat is.
User friendly. So usability, it should score high
Right.
on the usability factor. I mean, this is gorgeous. I mean,
It could use a little word, on the hull there, but that's nothing
That's
that you
just
wouldn't do
some
anyway.
bottom paint.
Little bottom paint there, so
Yeah.
that's not a big deal.
but nice
Concealed
protected prop,
yeah.
folding prop. We need to get one of those. That's
Yeah.
nice. Life raft looks like.
Yeah.
Windlass on the bow.
Yeah.
Let's get down below. I want to see some of the down below pictures. But yeah, these Bermuda 40s are the sort of the flagship for the Hinckley yachts. I mean, it is the penultimate boat in their lineup.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Look at
coming
it.
down
It
there.
even
the
has a
hull.
half hull
I
of
love
the
it.
boat that the hull.
I like that.
Down below.
We got to get one of those. That's just incredible.
That's nuts.
But it's just so comfortable. I'm sure the comfort ratio on this is way up there in the low 30s.
We'll take a look.
Yeah.
It might be even higher than
And
that.
a
But
little tile work there on the fireplace, a little accent going on there.
that is like an
I know, the
actual
little hit.
fireplace,
It
right?
may-
It's,
well, it's
yeah.
probably, yeah.
it's that is so stinking cool.
I love flush deck too. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got a nice
I
low
wish
profile
it was
deck on
teak,
there.
though. Oh man.
Yeah,
I'm
a lot
sorry
of teak
for
on
teak.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that half hole is as pretty as the boat itself, right? I mean,
Exactly.
that's it's almost like a Robbie Eddy thing.
There's like 20 of the V-berths. but-
Yeah, for some reason, a lot of the V-berth picks, but little TV, head looks nice, engine looks like you
Spotless.
can eat your breakfast off of that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's top shelf.
And like I said, they've done so much work. There's like 3 pages of upgrades
Yeah.
on this, and so it's it's an incredible boat.
Refit between 2006 and 2008 with 3 full pages of improvements in our listing. Wow, so it's basically like a new old boat, as they're saying here. It's a
Right.
brand new old boat. Absolutely beautiful. I wonder if they have any engine hours on this. No, but it's 86 engine hours, and it must have been installed in 2006 during the refit.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Oh my God! So that's basically a brand new boat, ladies and gentlemen. So let's look at the sailboat data real quick. We're not going to go through all the numbers today because we want to spend more time on the boats. But she has a comfort ratio of 30. Oh, you're close.
Yep.
Almost 36, a 35.84. So a very comfortable boat. And it's in light air, it's not going to be the fastest, but because it's an ultra heavy displacement boat. But when it blows, that boat's going to go. And these boats have done many races, including the Newport Bermuda race and so on and so forth. I mean, they're just
thought I'd throw in a classic here, and you're getting a boat that's been really refitted beautifully, and it's going to last you a long, long time.
turnkey, as they say.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
Love it.
All
Love it.
right.
Josh, you have any insults you want to sling at that boat? Are you happy with it, or
Oh yeah. No, that's centerboard, isn't it?
She is a centerboard. Yep.
Yeah, that's my only ding right there. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
But it is full kill, but then it has
It has a centerboard, so you only need it if you really want to point.
Exactly.
And
Right.
otherwise, you can get into some nice shallow.
Didn't they
area.
have a shot on the beach? Was sitting on the beach?
It was very close to the beach. Yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah.
right. I want your.
Wow, there is that. Yeah.
Yeah, where was that?
It's
Ken?
coming
You're
right up.
Yeah, right here.
there.
Look at that. It's almost the
Yeah.
bow of it's on the beach with the rudder, and it's down on the island somewhere, obviously. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that with my Hinckley.
No.
But but if someone's buying it for me, maybe I would
There
because I
you
didn't
go.
pay for it. But in any event, all right, let's vote it up, man. This is a cool boat. Good
Price, no
choice, Ken.
option.
All right.
All right, you guys ready to vote?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Straight from the woods of Vermont, Josh is going to present a. Go ahead, Josh. Bring it. Take it away.
1984 Norseman, 44 feet long at a low, low price of $168.5. And she's also in Camden, Maine.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Boats are in Camden. I got to get back to Camden.
Yeah, you do.
I tell you. Anyway, she's a beaut. I really like her. Lines, like the teak decks. She's totally set up for cruising. I think she's going to get dinged a little bit on the pretty points because of the color combination of the hull and the fixed davits on the back are a little distracting.
Mm-hmm.
But man, she's set up for cruising. Big, tall rig, radar, roller furling. She's got it's a center cockpit, which I kind of like on this one. It's up high, so you got great visibility, and you've got the added bonus of having an aft cabin, which is really nice.
Good point. That Dodger looks a little small.
It does, I know, right? I think I'd want something a little more protective there.
And I think it had a full bimini too on one of the shots. It looked like.
Yeah,
Yeah, one of
we'll
the
circle
fixed
through.
did.
We're looking at the down below shots now, and that's a heck of a companionway.
I love it.
You better have some drippy shoes if you're coming down that thing.
And look at the headroom though.
Wow, yeah, that's some serious headroom. That is beautiful down below.
Yeah, it's spacious. I love the galley. You're really tucked in there.
Yep.
Plenty of counter space, and you're not going anywhere in a heavy sea. Then opposite the galley, of course, you get a nav seat there, which is really cool.
Hang on, let me
Keep
get.
going the other way.
I'm gonna go in the wrong way here. Let me get back to that nav station.
No, it's the other way. Oh,
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, that's a pretty nav station. It looks like you got a monitor, so you got probably dual electronics.
Yeah.
Starship
It's-
Enterprise right there.
Yeah, you're tucked in with a captain's chair there. That's kind of slick.
I know.
Yeah, it's
And
beautiful.
for an older boat, 84, I mean, I think she's just she's really clean, really well taken care of. I mean, the engine looks like spanking new on the thing.
Comes with a microwave, Josh.
Yeah. Now go back. So that's that aft.
Here's the aft cabin.
Look
here.
at that. So luxurious, and it has the additional light that comes in above.
You got
too.
the hatch light, and you got your ports, and you have it's en suite. You have your own head.
Yeah.
Exactly.
With its own separate shower. That's pretty slick. And that engine, as you say, is very clean. And we're looking at the transom now, exterior with your dinghy davits. Yeah, that looks kind of space shipish.
Yeah, and you're right. The color aren't the best, but that's just paint.
It's just
Yeah,
paint.
that's right.
But there's
Yeah.
we're looking at a great look at the center cockpit with the bimini and the wheel and a nice wraparound center cockpit. That looks very
Traveler
comfortable.
behind you.
Travelers behind, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a
huge
huge fan of the center cockpit, but I think it really lends itself to creating privacy for the aft stateroom.
Yeah.
You don't have all that banging around with the winch handles and the traveler and that kind of thing. So you're really isolated in the back there, which is kind of nice if you have couples you're sailing with.
Yep, I agree with that, and I like the layout on deck. It look, the nice high bulwarks, and it's just you're right. It looks very comfortable for cruising. You could take this around the world, I would reckon, without breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
Wow, she competed in the Camden Classic Cup. I don't recall seeing her there, but I'll have to look next year. And she's offered by Lyman-Morse here in Camden. And what a pretty boat. Let's look at the. I'm going to pull up the sailboat data, Josh, real quick to
Do that.
to look at the. There's a good look at your
It's
layout.
got that little bite you call there.
The brewer bite,
Brewer
sort
bite,
of. That's a little more. This is more modern than
Yeah.
the old brewer bite, but yeah, same idea. Designed by Robert Perry, built by Norseman Yachts, and holds 120 gallons of water. Comfort ratio on this is 35.87, so nearly 36. And a very stiff boat with a ballast displacement of 42, and then she's a moderate displacement of 237, and fast. She's a fast boat. Nest factor of 2.23 and cellular displacement of over 16. So in a high breeze, that boat's going to get up and hustle. It's cutter rigged too, it looks like in the drawings.
And you might be able to afford it, Tris.
Nope, still can't.
Oh.
Still can't.
Still
way
can't
out of
afford-
reach.
Still can't afford it. If you guys both chip in and give me some money,
There we go.
maybe we can work something out. It did look like in the
Well, yeah.
schematics it was cutter rig, but I don't know if this one is or not. But
Yeah.
I
But
don't know either. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, maybe Santa will be nice to you this year.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, right? Engine hours, I'm going to ding it here. It's 4,677 engine hours. However, if it's been well maintained, which I'm sure this one has, that's still got some life in it. That's probably just over half life on this engine if it's been maintained well.
Yeah.
She looks well maintained.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's all good.
I would agree with that. All right.
Yeah.
Well, any other thoughts on the Norseman? It's exclusive of the color. I agree. The color is not my favorite combination, but it's a beautiful boat. Otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how it
Very
lays out.
comfortable.
Yeah. I like that center and how it lays out, having that privacy in the back.
That aft cabin is
yeah.
clutch.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Nice
right.
pick, Josh.
Yeah.
You want to score it up?
Let's do it.
Let's do
All right,
it.
score it. Seamanship. Okay, here we go with my second pick of the day. Now, some of you may recognize this from an earlier top 10 that I did because I have profiled this boat before and it's still for sale and I still love it. It was listed originally for $159, so it's had a $14,000 price drop since I think June maybe. She is a 1972 Hinckley 48 yawl. List price $145,000, located in Southwest Harbor, Maine. And I love this boat for a number of reasons. One, I love the low profile coach roof. It just has a throwback look to it, which I love. I love the color of the hull, and I love the yawl setup. You've got radar, roller furling, lazy jacks. They're not teak decks, which is an ace on this boat, frankly. So less maintenance on this. But you got a nice big Dodger, nice big cockpit, high combing, traveler right in front of the helm, just like on our boat. And I just feel like this boat is such a throwback and classic looking boat that you would be turning heads in every port that you go to. And I just want to blast through these to get below because it's a time capsule of sorts, and it's just been so beautifully maintained. And the fact that the prices drop means I might have a chance if you guys all contribute. And we have, a good benefactor out there in the Ethernet or internet world. But the down below is just a classic looking, 70s boat, lots of teak and varnish, and you got a little quarter berth back there, mahogany, nice galley, and you got the TV, you got the pilot berth. Not that I'd ever watch a TV on this boat, I'd just go look at my boat the whole time. I can't stand how beautiful this boat is. I know for a fact that the headroom is copious down on these boats. It's got a step down into the main salon area. There's your quarter berth, there's your V berth. The attention to detail is obviously all Hinckley quality. There's your engine, but look at this boat. Yeah. I mean, I love the sheer on this, and it's just, in my opinion, she's just a stunner, and timeless classic, they call it, and I think that's just absolutely correct. Refitted in 2006 to comply with the stringent Bermuda offshore sailing regulations. So she has raced in the Bermuda race. I don't know how she placed. I can't remember. I did look it up at one point. But let's see if there are any engine hours on here. 570 hours. This engine is basically new. 75 horsepower. Engine is from 2006 from that refit. So it's a Yanmar turbo direct drive. Anyway, I love this boat. And when we go to the sailboat data on her, she carries 100 gallons of diesel. Only 8 of these were built, so it's a very rare boat too, which in my opinion means something, right? Because you only have 1 of 8 that were ever built, right? Ultra heavy displacement.
Right at the yacht club for sure.
What's that?
Bragging rights at the yacht club.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. Look but don't touch, I would say to everybody. And my comfort ratio is closing in on 48. It's 47.6. So this boat is going to be comfortable. It's going to be fast when the wind blows. In light wind, it's not going to do so well. But who cares? I would walk up and down those decks all day long if I had to. I love this boat. Bullpen, what do you think of my pick?
Well, look at that comfort ratio. It is one of the most comfortable boats. I love it, like you say. It's just so sleek on the water. Not having all that teak or woodwork on the deck is going to be less maintenance, so that's maybe a good thing. It's beautiful.
I love teak, so
yeah.
But yes,
she is centerboard.
She is also centerboard. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go, Josh. Oh.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Find some space in your dark heart for a centerboard.
She didn't make it to Bermuda and back, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
She did not lose her centerboard, but I just find her just to be a classic beauty, and I could row away from this boat for the rest of my life and always look back and be like, that is a beautiful boat, in my opinion.
I agree. It's a beauty.
I could be living on that boat, Tress, for sure.
Oh yeah.
100%.
You and your 5 kids, 2 dogs, and a wife.
4 kids, unless I have one I don't know about, but thanks. Do you know what kid I have?
That'd be little Josh.
Josh, this is going to be a stowaway kid of mine. All right, well let's vote it up.
All right, beauty.
All right.
Okay, this is my second pick. And this is an amazing Concordia yawl, 40-foot, built in 1959. So it's probably the oldest of the 6 that we're choosing today. Just look at it under sail. It's just so beautiful. The lines. It's such a classic. Again, my wife sort of helped me on this. Her dad just loved Concordia yawls. Anytime you'd see one of these, they just are stunners. Go through the photos.
98,000, huh?
98,000.
All right.
It's in Brooklyn, Maine right now. It's a tiller, so it's not a steering column, but just look at the wooden mast, just so beautiful on the water.
Oh, there she is under spinnaker.
Yeah, under spinnaker there. So clean.
These butterfly hatches up there.
Yeah.
Oh man, this looks like the one that was off call. That was by the yacht club.
Yeah.
It is not. It's called Misty.
Misty. So this one was actually built in Bremen, Germany. So made it over here and spent 45 years in the Great Lakes.
Oh, so freshwater boat.
Freshwater boat, and it actually won the Chicago Mackinac race.
Yeah, Mackinac race.
Mackinac race.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a good sailor, racer, cruiser. It's got it all. But
these are still racing in like the Newport Bermuda race and the Marion Bermuda race and the Halifax. It's won the Halifax, I believe.
Yeah, I think it had that.
Oh man, look at the sheer on this.
The sheer is just beautiful.
It's just so pretty. There are a number of these for sale, and this I think is at the higher end of the range, and it shows because It looks pretty turnkey.
I love
Well
the
maintained,
woodwork.
for
The
sure.
woodwork down below is just so beautiful. I just the attention to detail is just phenomenal on
Yeah.
this.
Josh, what were you saying?
No, I agree. Beautiful, beautiful lines. Wow.
Yeah. It's nice wide side decks there to get up to the bow. Those wooden spars are beautiful. I mean, if you like classic yachts, I mean, the Concordias, they were actually designed. The intent behind the design was to handle the choppy and windy waters of Buzzards Bay down on the Cape. So we're familiar with that, and these are built for that purpose. And these are classic. I think 100 or so of these made. Let's go to the sailboat data.
There, but,
You got a little wood stove on there. So 103 of these were made between 1938 and 1966. Raymond Hunt design, just a stunner. And your comfort ratio is knocking on 40 at 39.29. And your cylinder displacement of 15.2. So she'll go when it's windy for sure.
And, you're trading off some of the modern conveniences of some of the other boats that we've seen with just such a classic old boat that has just been beautifully maintained. I think this is like the third owner.
Yeah, so over that lifespan, that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah. That really is.
Wooden hull, but it's been so well maintained. It's just going to require some due diligence and painting and making sure everything is in good shape. So, nice pick, Ken. That's a solid pick.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's
Solid.
do the numbers.
Let's go to the tail of the tape here and load it up. All right, Josh, take away on your last pick of the day.
Last pick and the best pick of the day. 1972 Nator Swan. She's 48 feet long and she's listed at $115,000. Located in Portland, Maine. Did I say she's a swan? That's all you need to know. She is beautiful. I mean,
she is
fast, sleek, teak decks, low profile. Oh, now this is a boat I could live on right here. I have to lose some of my baggage, but I think I could do it. She's done Bermuda race, Antigua Race Week, BVI Regatta, Admiral's Cup, transatlantic races. This is a fast boat, and she's a contender for sure.
She's beautiful, and you've been addicted to swans since as long as I've known you. For as long as I've known you.
Well, there's a little backstory there. My dad's best friend, Dr. Kane Smith, owned a 38-foot swan, and they used to race to Bermuda all the time on it. And so when I was a child, I went down to Bermuda and met my parents, got to sail on the boat down there, and I just instantly fell in love with it. So I've got a soft spot in my heart for swans, for sure.
I'm right there with you. You know, I did my first Camden Castine race on a Swan 36, I believe it was, called Culebri, and I'm forgetting the gentleman's name.
Oh, yeah, Culebri. I know that one. Yeah.
Sure. I can't remember the owner's name, and sadly he's long gone now. But I remember that distinctly, and I fell in love with that boat hard. My one beef with this, Josh, if I may, is that the bridge deck between your cockpit and your companionway is like a mile long. It looks like you almost have to like crab walk across that with your dodge ropes. You don't beam yourself.
Tough to pass the cocktails back and forth from down below, isn't it?
I bet there's a dumbwaiter on here for some reason. I mean,
well, it's because the guy who's driving the boat has to stay sober, so he can't be too close to the main cockpit.
So you're not going to be driving the boat, in other words.
No, hire a captain who said affordability was not in the picture.
Well, I mean, she's gorgeous. So I'm going to get to some down below pictures. And it looks, I read that she had some newer B&G electronics from the couple that bought her a few years ago. But the down below looks nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Bright. Looks like there's been...
So surprisingly bright, because that was my concern. With such a low profile, you just don't have the light that you would in some of the other ones that you picked. Like the other one, the Horseman, for example. Norseman, sorry.
The Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
The four Horsemen.
Four Horsemen.
Better get out of here.
Yeah, you're right. The Norseman, that's got a lot more...
but surprising how light it looks just with that low profile.
Yeah, and it's got those prisms in the deck, which are cool.
Yeah.
Heck of a nav station. V-berth looks great.
Yeah.
You got a stove.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I love the oval-shaped doors below.
Yeah.
Yeah, the head looks nice and bright and happy. I did notice some water staining back here. It looks
I
like
did see one picture of that too.
Yeah.
Was that in the forecastle? It looked like.
I think it's in the quarter berth in the aft area or the aft cabin. There's your engine. And it even comes with a pretty sunset for crying out loud. Look at that.
Yeah, just beautiful, beautiful.
She looks very comfortable. Generous pilot berths. I like how you kind of go straight through the boat when you come down the companionway. Everything's kind of offset a little bit, so you can easily move sails and things like that.
Right, you're not bumping into the galley island or something like that. It's all
walking around the mast. It's like kind of everything's offset a little bit.
Yeah, and you're way back. The helm is way tucked back, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about as far back as you can go in this thing. Yeah, she's a really pretty boat, and I hate you for choosing her because I love Swans too, and it's going to be hard to say anything negative against this other than it's not the nicest example of a Swan. She's been used hard, but with some elbow grease, you could bring her back. And obviously, all these boats need a survey, and maybe not the Lyman-Morse one, but really pretty boat. Looking at the sailboat data, Sparkman and Stevens design, so that's a win. 46 of these were made between 1971 and 1976. Holds 90 gallons of water, 55 gallons of diesel. Comfort ratio is over 40 at 42.53. So I think that's the second highest of the day.
It is. We've been picking some comfy boats. But as we said, if we're going to spend this money, you got to be comfortable.
That's right. Yeah, you don't want to spend a ton of money and be like, this is brutal. Get me off this thing. You want to be like, I want to live on this forever and ever. Sail area displacement of 15, and this boat's going to go fast when it's windy, obviously, and she's won races and she's done a lot of races. So good choice. All right, let's vote it up.
All right, voting up.
All right, voting up.
Thanks, Swans. Okay, so we are back and we have tallied our scores, and what we're going to do is reveal our individual winners, our first, second, and third by voter, and then we combine the scores. And I misspoke at the top of the show. A perfect boat would score a 60 because there are 3 of us, not 2. So perfect boat would score 60. So individually, I'll go first. My third place boat was the Concordia. And then let me put a picture of that up. This is my third place pick. And I'm just going to show this because it's easier. My third place was the Concordia. My second place was the Bermuda 40. This stunner right here. And my number 1 was, this was not fixed, was my Hinckley 48, and I say my because I really want it. So those are my top 3. Ken, what were yours?
It's very interesting. It's sort of similar to that. I had the Lyman as my third pick. I had your Hinckley as my second pick, which was interesting.
Good man.
And so that was tied with my top pick, which was the Concordia.
And the Concordia. Okay, so we're all picking. The 2 of us picked similarly. Interesting. Yeah. All right, Josh, how did you do? What was your third place boat?
Well, it was the Swan.
All right.
And second place was the Hinckley 48 footer.
Nice.
And number 1 was Nala, the Sparkman Stevens 52 footer new boat.
The Lyman-Morse.
Yeah.
Well, you've got expensive taste. Let's put it that way. Okay, here we are for the big reveal. So we've combined the scores. We're looking for a perfect boat of 60. We didn't get there, but we came darn close. So coming in at number 3 was the beautiful 1959 Concordia with a grand total of 53 points. She's a stunner. She deserves third place. Beautiful boat.
Unbelievable.
I mean, look at this picture. Just absolutely beautiful. All right, coming in at number 2 with a grand total of 54 points was the 2004 Sparkman Stevens Lyman-Morse 52-foot sloop. I mean,
if it wasn't in the top 3, something wouldn't have been right.
Yeah, if that didn't land in the top 3, I'm surprised she's not number 1, frankly.
I am too.
But maybe there's a chance that one of these boats could be ours if she's not number 1. I mean, my God, just absolutely stunning. And I have not actually come in first place in any of these, so I'm glad to report number 1 this week. Kick it on the drums. Thank you, Kenneth. Hold your applause. The 1972 Hinckley 48. I mean,
Hinckley 48. Woo!
Yeah, if you're gonna go in style, go on this boat, and get some Nantucket red pants, do it up, get an ascot.
Exactly.
I mean, whatever it takes. She's just hot, in my opinion. She's a beautiful boat. So thank you all for tuning in. And we would love to hear your feedback in the comments on which boat you would have chosen with no price restriction. And if you can't afford to buy us one of these boats, consider contributing on Patreon. We'd greatly appreciate it. We have some great programming coming up next year, and we've had a lot of fun. Happy holidays to all of you. Happy holidays to you, Josh, up in Vermont. Thanks for being my wingman again.
You bet.
And we'll see you next week.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody.
The view is pretty good from here, and we'll always be sailors, sailors.